Give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Chakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out here pushing this truth and sincerity. The water for which I do, we love you. We appreciate you through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, and Shalom to y'all. This is your brother Dawud from the Great Millstone Camp in Atlanta. Lord willing to give you an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Who the world ignorantly calls God, his name is Yahweh, meaning he is, or he exists, or he to be. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is the Savior, or he is the deliverer, or he saves, he delivers. If you're watching this now, and you are a so-called black, Native American, or Latino, then you are a Hebrew Israelite according to the Holy Bible. You will not find black, Native American, or Latino in the Bible. Alright, so you need to know who you are according to the Bible, and it's important to know who you are according to the Bible because a certain people in the Bible was promised to glory, covenant, kingdom, and salvation. Now, if you don't look like a so-called black, Native American, or Latino, but you feel like this is the truth and it resonates with your spirit, there's a possibility you could be a Hebrew Israelite. It does not matter what you look like. It does not matter what color your skin is. All right, we do not worry about the color of somebody's skin or what they look like. You could look like a so-called Japanese person. We are not racist against you just because you look like a so-called black Japanese person. All right. But the only thing that matters is that your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. Jacob had his name later changed to Israel. Israel in the Hebrew is Yasharallah, meaning he is the prince of the power. Okay. So, all right. I didn't really have a topic. I just want to kind of roll the spirit. And we got so many things going on, like, it's not even funny. You know what I mean? But with us having so many things going on in the world, you know, the scriptures of being prophets just have to come out, right? We are the prophets. We proclaim to be the prophets through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Boldly say. And look, man, if you're doing this work, right, and you're following the doctrine, you are a prophet, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or think to yourself that you are a prophet. I'll say that, right? Because what are you doing? You're prophesying, right? Now, if you're a part of the elect, that we don't know, right? But the Lord gave us signs about who are his prophets, man, who are his chosen, all right? This is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not," because he saw an angel, right? He saw an angel. John the Revelator saw an angel. It says, "And he said unto me, see thou do it not, I am thy fellow servant." So this is an angel, right? He's a fellow servant and he's a brother. It says, "And of thy brethren," right? That have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. You see? The testimony of Yahweh Shai. So that's who we are. We're brothers in this thing, all right? We're not to worship each other, all right? The only ones worthy of worship is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That's it. It says, worship Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So what is the spirit of prophecy? Well, having a spirit of prophecy on you is doing what the prophets did in the past, prophesying, baby. Come on, man. Prophesy means to say it before it happens, right? So we are to be in the spirit of prophecy constantly, right? When you read Jeremiah, watch, let me see. I know it's right in my face. I just can't see it. I don't know why. Oh my God, it's off. When you read Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8, let's read that. What were they in the spirit of? Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. It says, the prophets, the men, let's see. Let's just get that word prophets. Let's see what that says. Nabai. Nobai. Spokesman, speaker, prophet, prophet, false prophet, heathen prophet. Okay. Spokesperson. So I guess the only words that we can take from this word would be spokesman, because why? We speak for Yahweh Hashem Yahshua with his mouthpiece. It says speaker, prophet. We can ignore false prophet and heathen prophet because those are not real prophets, right? Those are real prophets. That's what a real prophet is. He prophesies. All right. So it says the prophets, the spokesman, right? The speaker, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So what do we prophesy? Well, we prophesy against countries, against kingdoms. We're prophesying against Babylon, which is the ultimate kingdom on the earth now. We prophesy against Russia. We prophesy against Iran. We prophesy against China. These are the kingdoms, right? These are the kingdoms and countries, by the way, right? It says, and against great kingdoms. Those are all great kingdoms, correct? All right. It says of war. Did we not tell them that they would be at each other's throats going to war? We did tell them that they would be at each other's throat going to war. Whether they want to live peace and solemnly on this world, on this earth or not. We told them that they were going to go to war. That's a prophecy. All right. That's saying it before it happens. Don't tell me, oh, we been knew there was going to war. That was tension. No, you didn't. You didn't know. Y'all didn't know there was going to be a World War III. Y'all didn't know there was going to be a World War III. Everybody is trying to prevent that. Nobody wants World War III because what happens with World War III is nuclear. Everybody knows it's going to be a nuclear war. Nobody wants that. Except for us. Except for the prophets. We're the only ones that want that. So you can't tell me, oh, we knew we was going. No, you didn't know a damn thing. Nobody, none of y'all knew that. No, you guys wanted to prevent it. You don't want it to happen. We want it to happen, and it will happen, whether we want it to happen or not. Romans 3:3 said, "For what if some did not believe? Would their belief make the Most High without effect?" Let me see. I chopped it up. Let me see. The prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord is truly sent. That pertains to, we do prophesy of peace. The peace that we want is when Yahweh Shai makes his return. When you read Proverbs 29:2, it tells you that, right? It tells you that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. We want the righteous to be in authority, right? After that was going to come peace, right? After that is when peace comes. Let's see. Let's do that. Romans 3. Romans chapter 3, verse 3. It says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh without effect?" So because they don't believe, does that mean that these missiles are not going to hit Babylon, which is America? Hell no. That's not what that means. Oh, if I close my eyes, if I just don't believe, it's not going to happen. That's not what that means. All right. It says, Yahweh forbid. Yea, let God be true, Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written. Yeah, because you're all liars, man. Vocab Malone, IUIC saying that there's not going to be a Jacob's trouble, right? Saying that the name is Jesus and Yahweh or Yahuwah, whatever the hell he be saying. They don't speak. They say Jesus Christ. These niggas are wicked, bro. That's a wicked thing to say to people, man. To tell them not to give them the real name and give them a false name. That leaves them with false hope. There's no real hope there. There's no real faith there. There's no real foundation there. It says that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So we're justifying our sayings of telling people that the true name of the Lord is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, right? And Jacob's trouble is coming. Women will be taken. Children will be hurt. Your food, you will go hungry, you will go for thirst, unless you are protected by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, right? I mean, some things could possibly happen to you, but you still are protected by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. He just wanted you to go out a certain way, because we don't know what lies in the wait, but we have faith that the Lord will protect us, and Yahweh Shai will put us under his wing. Right? We have faith in that, man. We have faith that our family will be protected. You see? You have to. What else are you going to do? You can't do nothing else but lean on the Lord. You know, you got MFers out here are finished, bro. Most people can't even run a mile. What do you think you're gonna do when all hell breaks loose? You niggas are crazy, bro. You know? And by the way, that's why you need to lean on the Lord, because it don't even matter if you could run 10 miles. None of that shit matters, bro. All right? You could be a MMA fighter, boxer. You could be a jiu-jitsu practitioner, or goddamn CrossFit competitions, an Olympic lifter. It does not matter, man. If you do not have the hedge over you, then you are doomed, bro. You are doomed. Let's get that in Ezekiel chapter 9. This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem," which Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Jerusalem is you so-called black, Native American, Latinos, right? And the ones of you who don't look like so-called black, Native Americans, Latinos, but you feel like this is the truth, and then you possibly are Hebrew Israelite, is talking about them. All right, that's the city. Go through the city is going through, because the Lord said he will start at his house, right? His judgment will start at his house, right? It says, "So go amongst those people and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for the abominations that be done in the midst of." Who are the only people that sigh and cry for the abominations that be done out here? Whether you're talking about same-sex marriages, if you're talking about pedophilia, right? You know what I'm talking about. If you're talking about the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, right? Which is, by the way, the MOTB, which is that is the RFID micro CH to the I to the P, micro C to the H to the I to the P. You gotta speak in code, and that's how we know that this is Babylon the Great. We have to speak in code. That's a damn shame, right? Or we get flagged. But it says, "In the others, he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the midst." Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. So that's that mark of exemption, just like back in the days, not back in the days, but yeah, back in the day, during the when we were in captivity in Egypt, the Lord had us put blood over the doorpost, so that can be the mark of exemption, so that the death angel, which was Yahweh Shai, by the way, could pass over us and not take the firstborn out of our house or out of our family, because that's what happened. That was a plague that fell upon Egypt, that if whoever did not have the blood over that doorpost, that firstborn of whatever, whether it be the firstborn of a human child or the firstborn, every firstborn of everything was going to be put to death through that death angel. And that's exactly what happened, because they didn't have that mark. So if you don't have that mark, then you're not going to be saved. The point blank period. It says, here it is right here. It says, "But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary." Then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house. So there you go. All right. So, hey, Lord, when he's edified, this is being prophesied against Babylon. I want to end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and Shalom Akim. Shalom.